Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why your sleep seems to be more elusive than ever? Maybe you're frustrated, asking yourself, why can't I just sleep through the night like I used to? If you've been waking up in the early hours of the morning and struggling to get back to sleep, you're certainly not alone. In fact, this experience is surprisingly common, especially as we get older. But here's the thing, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't some random quirk of aging, nor is it a sign that something is terribly wrong with your body. The truth is, there are deeper, often overlooked reasons behind those early wake UPS, and understanding these reasons can completely change the way you view your sleep patterns. In this video, we are going to explore the fascinating science and psychology behind why older adults tend to wake up around 3 a.m. and it's not just about aging. From hormonal shifts to changes in your body's internal clock, emotional restlessness to physical discomfort, each of these reasons reveals something essential about your health and well-being. But don't worry, this isn't just about explaining the problem. We'll also dive into real, actionable solutions that can help you get a better night's sleep. Whether it's adjusting your routine, understanding your body's new rhythms, or tackling emotional and physical barriers to rest, you'll walk away with practical advice you can implement tonight. So, if you've ever wondered why your body seems to have a mind of its own when it comes to sleep, stick around. By the end of this video, you might not only gain a fresh perspective on your sleep, but also uncover insights that can help you sleep better, wake up feeling more rested, and start embracing the natural changes your body is going through. Let's dive in and unlock the mystery of those early morning wake UPS. 1. Decreased melatonin production. What's happening in the body? Melatonin is a crucial hormone that regulates the sleep-wake cycle of the body. It is naturally produced in the evening, signaling to the body that it's time to transition into sleep. In younger years, the body produces melatonin in ample amounts, allowing for sound, uninterrupted sleep throughout the night. However, as we age, the production of melatonin naturally decreases. This decline becomes more noticeable as we grow older, leading to difficulties in staying asleep through the night, particularly in the early morning hours. The lower levels of melatonin can cause the body to wake up prematurely or disrupt sleep even when no external disturbances occur. With less melatonin being produced, sleep becomes lighter, and we are more prone to waking up early, such as around 3 a.m., as the body transitions from deep sleep to lighter stages. This shift can make it harder to stay asleep, and it may leave us wondering if something is wrong with our health. However, it's important to note that this is a normal part of aging, not an indication of illness or malfunction. As we age, our internal chemistry undergoes subtle but significant changes. These changes often lead to earlier awakenings or disrupted sleep, particularly at 3 a.m., not due to external factors, but because the body has naturally transitioned to a lighter sleep phase. Understanding this process is key to recognizing that these changes are not signs of declining health, but rather a natural part of growing older. It's important to acknowledge that this change isn't a failure or malfunction of the body. Instead, it's simply a biological shift that happens as part of the aging process. Accepting this reality helps alleviate frustration and provides an opportunity to adapt our habits and environments to better align with these changes. Harold, a 72-year-old man, had always been a deep sleeper. However, over the past year, he noticed himself waking up around 3 a.m., fully awake and alert. Initially, Harold thought something was wrong with his health. He tried various methods to fall back asleep but struggled without success. Then, after learning that the natural decline in melatonin production could be a cause, he realized that this wasn't a sign of illness, but rather a normal part of aging. Once he understood the connection between his sleep disruptions and melatonin levels, Harold made some small but impactful adjustments to his bedtime routine. He started dimming the lights in the hour leading up to bedtime, avoiding screen time, and going for a short walk in the evening. These simple changes signaled to his body that it was still nighttime, helping to promote better sleep quality. Although Harold still woke up at 3 a.m. occasionally, he found that he was no longer frustrated or anxious about it, as he now understood that it was simply a natural shift in his body's sleep cycle. As we age, it's important to understand and adapt to these natural shifts in our body's chemistry. The decline in melatonin production is a key factor, and rather than resisting it or seeing it as a problem, we can work with it by making small adjustments to our environment and habits. For example, creating a sleep-friendly environment, such as dimming the lights before bed, avoiding screens, and finding relaxing nighttime routines, can help improve sleep quality and ease the transition to older age. Moreover, it's helpful to embrace these changes with compassion rather than frustration. It's not a failure of the body, it's simply a shift in how our bodies function. By understanding this and adapting our lifestyle, we can continue to support healthy sleep cycles and overall well-being, even as we get older. 2. Shifted sleep cycle, advanced sleep phase. What's happening in the body? As we age, our body's internal clock known as the circadian rhythm undergoes changes. This phenomenon is referred to as advanced sleep phase, ASP. In simpler terms, it means that the body begins to feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wakes up earlier in the morning. While younger individuals typically experience a more balanced sleep-wake cycle, older adults may find that their body naturally shifts to an earlier schedule. This change can often be challenging for those whose lifestyle or social obligations don't align with this new rhythm. The reason for this shift is partly due to changes in the brain's production of key sleep-regulating chemicals, such as melatonin. As melatonin levels decrease with age, the body may become more sensitive to light, signaling that it's time for sleep much earlier in the evening. This early sleep onset is paired with an earlier natural awakening, often around 3 a.m., making it difficult to stay asleep later into the morning. For those who experience advanced sleep phase, it's not about insomnia or an inability to fall asleep. Instead, it's that the sleep cycle is simply shifted earlier. This is a natural change, and while it may be frustrating for individuals who wish to sleep longer, understanding this process can help alleviate confusion and reduce stress around early wake UPS. This change is not inherently negative. It's simply a part of how the body adapts to a slower pace of life as we age. However, this shift in sleep patterns can sometimes cause individuals to feel like their sleep is broken or that something is wrong with their sleep habits. Social norms and work schedules are often not aligned with this change, which can cause confusion or feelings of guilt when waking up much earlier than expected. It's crucial to acknowledge that this shift is entirely natural and not something to be ashamed of. Many older adults experience ASP, but it's rarely discussed. Understanding that your sleep cycle may have naturally advanced as you age can help you shift your perspective on early morning wake UPS. Rather than viewing them as a disruption, Seeing them as a sign of your body's adaptation can allow you to make informed adjustments to your routine. Take Charles, a 68-year-old retiree. For many years, he had maintained a fairly consistent sleep schedule. He would have dinner early in the evening, usually around 5:30 p.m., and by 9 p.m., he was in bed. However, over time, Charles began noticing that despite going to bed early, he was consistently waking up at 3 a.m., wide awake and feeling alert. At first, he was confused and frustrated, thinking something was wrong with his sleep patterns. But after learning about advanced sleep phase, he realized that his body had naturally adjusted to a new sleep-wake cycle, which was why he was waking up earlier. Rather than trying to force himself back to sleep or feeling guilty for waking up at 3 a.m., Charles began to embrace this change. He started adjusting his evening routine by staying up a little later. He read a book in softer light and took part in evening activities, like chatting with his family, to help delay his sleep onset. These small changes helped him gradually shift his sleep-wake cycle so that his natural wake-up time was closer to his preferred time. While Charles still woke up early, he no longer felt frustrated. He had learned to work with his body's new rhythm rather than fight it. By making small tweaks to his daily habits, he was able to create a more harmonious balance between his biological needs and his lifestyle. Rather than fighting against this shift in your sleep cycle, it's important to adjust your daily habits and routines to align with your body's new rhythm. Many older adults experience the shift to an advanced sleep phase, but by understanding and adapting to these changes, we can find ways to work with our bodies, not against them. Here are a few tips for adapting to a shifted sleep cycle. Gradually extend your bedtime. If you are waking up too early, try to stay up a bit later by engaging in relaxing activities like reading or listening to calming music. Adjust lighting. Exposure to dimmer lights in the evening can signal to your body that it's still nighttime, helping to extend your sleep window. Create a relaxing evening routine. Taking part in calming activities like meditation, gentle stretching, or spending quality time with loved ones can help signal to your body that it's not yet time for bed. Stay active during the day. Engaging in physical activity during the day can help maintain a healthy sleep cycle and keep you from becoming overly tired too early in the evening. Understanding that your sleep cycle has naturally shifted can allow you to adjust without frustration. Small changes, such as those mentioned, can help bring your sleep rhythm closer in line with your lifestyle, so you can enjoy restful and restorative sleep, even as your body ages. 3. Physical discomfort and health-related interruptions. What's happening in the body? As we age, we often encounter various physical discomforts or underlying health conditions that can disrupt sleep. Many older adults experience chronic conditions such as arthritis, back pain, or muscle aches that are not always noticeable during the day but can become more pronounced during the quiet of the night. These issues, although seemingly minor, can cause discomfort sufficient to interrupt sleep, often causing individuals to wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes around 3 a.m. For example, conditions like arthritis can make it uncomfortable to lie in one position for extended periods, and you might not feel the pain when you first fall asleep, but as the night progresses, the discomfort can wake you up. Similarly, issues like acid reflux, bladder problems, or dry mouth can cause interruptions during the night. Even something as simple as a change in room temperature can impact sleep and make it harder to stay asleep. For older adults, The body is naturally more sensitive to discomfort, and it is harder to return to deep sleep after these disturbances. This sensitivity can be exacerbated by medications taken to manage chronic conditions. For instance, medications used for blood pressure, pain management, or other health issues often come with side effects like frequent urination, increased sensitivity to light or noise, or even changes in body temperature, all of which can lead to disturbed sleep patterns. Waking up in the middle of the night due to physical discomfort can often feel frustrating, especially if you are unaware of the root causes. It's important to recognize that these disruptions are a sign that your body is alerting you to something, whether it's a pain or discomfort or an underlying health issue that needs attention. This doesn't mean your body is failing. It means your body is still active and responsive, sending you signals to address issues like joint pain, acid reflux, or other health concerns that may be disrupting your rest. It's also worth noting that as we age, certain physical conditions become more common, and their effects can be more pronounced during the night when the body is at rest. While these disruptions may not be completely avoidable, understanding the source of your discomfort and addressing it can significantly improve sleep quality. Take Eleanor, a 76-year-old woman who has always been a relatively light sleeper. For months, she had been waking up consistently around 3:30 a.m. At first, she thought it was just part of aging and didn't consider it a significant issue. However, after talking to her doctor, she discovered that one of her medications was affecting her hydration levels, which led to her waking up frequently to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. With her doctor's help, Eleanor adjusted the timing of her medication and also made some simple lifestyle changes. She started drinking less water in the evening and began limiting her intake of caffeine during the day. These changes helped reduce the number of times she needed to get up during the night, and as a result, she found it easier to return to sleep when she did wake up. Eleanor's experience shows how small adjustments to health routines or medication schedules can make a significant difference in sleep quality. In her case, understanding the cause of her nighttime awakenings, frequent bathroom trips allowed her to address the issue and sleep more soundly. Physical discomfort and health-related interruptions are common in older adults, but they don't mean your body is failing. Instead, they are signs that the body is responding to physical needs or health issues. It's important to recognize these signals and take steps to alleviate them, whether it's through adjusting medications, addressing chronic pain, or altering daily habits. Here are some practical tips for managing health-related sleep disruptions. 1. Address underlying health conditions. Regular check-ups with your doctor can help manage chronic conditions that may be affecting your sleep, such as arthritis, acid reflux, or frequent urination. 2. Modify your medication schedule. If certain medications are causing sleep disruptions, work with your healthcare provider to adjust the timing or dosage. 3. Practice relaxation techniques. Techniques such as deep breathing, gentle stretching, or using a heating pad on painful areas before bed can help relax the body and reduce discomfort. 4. Create a comfortable sleep environment. Ensure that your bedroom is set up for comfort. Use supportive pillows, mattresses, and appropriate room temperature to help reduce physical discomfort during sleep. 4. Lifestyle habits and sleep rhythm changes. What's happening in the body? As people age, their daily routines naturally change. Retiring from a full-time job, having fewer obligations, or spending more time at home can lead to subtle shifts in lifestyle. These lifestyle changes often affect our sleep-wake cycles, especially in older adults. When external time cues such as work, social engagements, or regular activities are reduced, the body's natural circadian rhythm, the internal clock that regulates sleep, can drift earlier. One of the most common changes that occur in older adults is that they tend to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier. For example, after retiring, a person might start having dinner at 5 p.m., followed by relaxing activities like watching television, which often leads to going to bed at 9 p.m. or even earlier. While this might feel like a healthy shift, it can result in waking up much earlier than desired, often around 3 a.m., because the body has already completed its sleep cycle. This early wake-up isn't necessarily a sign of poor sleep, but rather a result of a lifestyle that no longer has the same external time cues that might have kept a person up later in life. When these external cues like work, meetings, or even socializing are no longer there, the body might naturally shift its rhythm, making the sleep window shorter and earlier. Changes in lifestyle habits are a major contributing factor to early morning awakenings. Often, older adults simply have fewer external time cues, which leads their circadian rhythm to shift. While this shift is natural, it can still cause frustration if it conflicts with a person's desired sleep schedule. It's important to recognize that these shifts aren't inherently negative, they are a reflection of how our bodies adapt to a quieter, slower pace of life. However, acknowledging these changes and adjusting our routines can help minimize the impact of waking up too early. Walter, a 74-year-old retired man, started experiencing early wake-ups around 3 a.m. At first, he didn't know why this was happening. He'd been eating dinner at 5 p.m., watching TV, and heading to bed by 9 p.m., and suddenly, his body was waking up much earlier than he expected. Initially, he thought something was wrong with his sleep pattern, but after reflecting on his daily routine, he realized that his lifestyle had shifted significantly after retirement. Without the external cues that his body used to rely on, such as a busy work schedule, commuting, or social activities, his internal clock had moved earlier. Walter began making small adjustments to his evening routine. He decided to stay up a bit later by reading a book with a softer light, avoiding naps in the afternoon, and taking walks in the evening. These changes helped his body extend the sleep window just enough to delay the 3 a.m. wake-up time. Over time, Walter found that his sleep pattern became more aligned with his preferences, and he woke up closer to 6 a.m., which felt more natural for him. Lifestyle habits play a crucial role in regulating sleep patterns. The natural changes that occur as we age, such as retiring or having fewer obligations, can influence the timing of our sleep, often causing us to wake up earlier than desired. However, by being mindful of these changes and adjusting our routines to better align with our body's natural rhythm, we can improve our sleep and prevent those frustrating early morning awakenings. Here are some tips to adjust your lifestyle for better sleep. 1. Gradually adjust your bedtime. If you are waking up too early, try to stay up a little later by engaging in relaxing activities. A soft, warm light can signal your body that it's not yet bedtime. 2. Avoid naps late in the day. Napping too late in the afternoon can make it harder to fall asleep at your desired time. If you need to nap, aim to do so earlier in the day. 3. Stay active during the day. Regular physical activity, such as a walk or light exercise, can help regulate your sleep cycle, making it easier to fall asleep at the right time. 4. Create an evening routine. Establish a calm and consistent evening routine to signal your body that it's time to wind down. This can include activities like reading, listening to soft music, or enjoying a relaxing bath. By recognizing that our sleep patterns are influenced by the changes in our daily habits and external time cues, we can make small, thoughtful adjustments that help us sleep more soundly and wake up at a time that feels more in tune with our natural rhythm. 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. What's happening in the body? As we age, emotional and psychological factors can become more prominent, especially during the quiet hours of the night. For many older adults, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't solely due to physical factors like melatonin levels or discomfort. Instead, it can be the result of emotional restlessness or unresolved psychological concerns that surface when the body is still. In younger years, our days are often filled with activity, responsibilities, and distractions, which help suppress underlying emotions or anxieties. However, as we age, we may have more time for reflection, and the absence of distractions at night can cause these emotions or unresolved thoughts to emerge. These emotional awakenings can range from subtle feelings of loneliness, worry, or regret, to deeper reflections on life, relationships, or past experiences. For many older adults, the nighttime is when these thoughts come to the forefront, as the stillness allows the mind to process unresolved emotions or reflect on the changes that come with aging. When older adults wake up in the middle of the night due to emotional or psychological restlessness, it's often a sign that there are deeper emotional layers that need attention. Unlike the anxiety or stress we might experience in our youth, this type of restlessness is often quieter, more reflective, and sometimes harder to recognize. Rather than seeing this as a problem, it's important to embrace it as a natural part of the aging process. This may be a time for the mind to process memories, unresolved issues, or even feelings of loneliness that have been quietly building up. Rather than avoiding these feelings or trying to push them away, learning to sit with them can provide clarity and emotional healing. Gloria, an 80-year-old woman, began waking up around 3 a.m. every night. During the day, she kept herself busy by tending to her garden, calling her grandchildren, or watching her favorite TV shows. But when the house was quiet at night, her mind would start to reflect on her late husband, her life's accomplishments, and some of the unspoken feelings she carried. At first, she thought her insomnia was due to aging or poor health. But over time, she realized that these early morning wake-ups were more about her heart trying to process lingering emotions and memories. After some reflection, Gloria started to keep a journal by her bedside. Whenever she woke up in the middle of the night, she'd jot down whatever thoughts or feelings were on her mind. She didn't write anything elaborate, just simple thoughts, feelings, or memories. Additionally, she began incorporating calming rituals into her evening routine, such as listening to soft music or writing short notes to friends. These activities helped ease her mind and gave her emotions a healthy outlet. Since making these changes, Gloria found it easier to fall back asleep when she woke up during the night. Her early morning wake-ups became less of a frustration and more of an opportunity to connect with herself and process her feelings. Emotional and psychological restlessness is a common cause of early morning awakenings in older adults, and it's often tied to deeper reflections on life, relationships, and unresolved feelings. Instead of viewing this wake-up as an interruption, it can be seen as an opportunity for emotional processing and self-reflection. Here are a few strategies for addressing emotional restlessness. 1. Journaling. Keep a journal by your bedside to jot down your thoughts and feelings when you wake up at night. This can help release emotional tension and provide clarity. 2. Create a calming pre-sleep routine. Engage in soothing activities before bed, such as listening to calming music, practicing deep breathing, or even meditating. These rituals can help you feel more emotionally grounded as you wind down. 3. Mindfulness and reflection. Instead of pushing away the emotions that arise, allow yourself to reflect on them with compassion. This might involve acknowledging feelings of loneliness, regrets, or fears and finding ways to work through them. 4. Stay connected socially. Engaging in meaningful conversations during the day or reaching out to loved ones can help reduce feelings of loneliness or isolation, which often become more prominent during the quiet of the night. By accepting emotional restlessness as part of the aging process and learning to address it thoughtfully, you can turn these wake-up moments into opportunities for emotional growth, self-acceptance, and peace. As we wrap up today's journey into the mystery of waking up at 3 a.m., I hope you've gained a deeper understanding of the natural changes that come with aging, and how these changes can affect our sleep in ways we may not always realize. It's easy to get frustrated or worried when we find ourselves wide awake in the stillness of the night, but now you know these early awakenings aren't a sign of something wrong. They are simply part of how our bodies evolve over time. Whether it's the decline in melatonin, the shift in your internal clock, physical discomfort, or even emotional restlessness, each of these reasons points to a deeper connection between your mind, body, and sleep. And with that understanding comes the power to make small but meaningful adjustments to improve your rest. So, the next time you find yourself awake in the early hours, remember there's no need to panic. Instead, consider it an invitation to pause, reflect, and embrace the changes that come with this stage of life. By adjusting your habits, addressing physical and emotional needs, and accepting the natural rhythm of your body, you can turn those 3 a.m. wake-ups into an opportunity for self-care and deeper awareness. Sleep is a precious thing, and with a little understanding, patience, and compassion for your body, you can reclaim the restful nights you deserve. Don't be afraid to listen to what your body is telling you and adjust accordingly. In fact, it's these very changes that can lead to a more peaceful, fulfilling relationship with your sleep and your health. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. If anything resonated with you or if you found the insights helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to help others understand their sleep better, too. Together, we can create a community where we embrace the changes of aging with awareness and grace. Here's to better sleep, better health, and a deeper connection with the rhythms of life. Sweet dreams.